Welcome back to the tutorial of the hardest mode in the GOW Award 2018. And yeah, this is a very easy fight. This fight kind of shows the difference in difficulty between God of War 2 on Titan and this game. It's really no comparison. Because, you know, in that game you would have had to fight the entire boss with no checkpoints, and you probably would have died in one hit. Here you can take several hits. And you get a checkpoint for each 4 little cubits of health that you take down. So, you know, if you die and you take down 4 pieces of life, you'll start right there. So, pretty much every phase when you get his head down is another checkpoint. So, you know, very easy overall. It may take you a few tries. I think I died a few times only, maybe 5 times or something like that. Not a lot. So, it's really not bad. Every 2 of those red things that you throw at him and get him to detonate will bring his head back down. And that pretty much, then you hit his head in the wounded area on the side. And that'll pretty much give you another checkpoint. So, you know, you shouldn't have too much trouble with this. This is extremely easy, especially compared to the battles that we fought previously against regular enemies. You know, this is more of a cinematic event than an actual fight. But it is a very cool scene, no doubt. Very, very cool. I like the presentation. It's a fun fight. It's enjoyable. But it's not challenging. So you shouldn't have too much trouble with this. The main thing to look out for is, you know, be ready to block when he stomps down on the ground, because there'll be a shockwave that comes out. So just block that. And then run in and hit his claw as many times as you can before he retracts it. Then start rolling back. And aside from that, you want to throw those red things at him when he's electrified. So either before or right after he does his electric attacks, and they'll explode on him. And when you land 2 of them successfully and they explode on him, then he'll drop his head down, and you can get in those hits and get to the next phase. If he's not doing the electric attacks, then basically all you have to do is you have to hit his claw a number of times, and then he'll go back into doing his electric attacks again, and then you can start hitting him with the red things you throw at him. So yeah, that's pretty much it. He changes it up a little bit, but there's not really much to this fight at all. You even get health pickups if you want them, and you get a ton of checkpoints. So, and also the last maybe 4 cubits of his health or whatever, you get the help of Atreus, and it's pretty much like a cinematic scene, so you pretty much get a free destruction of that life, you know, so you don't even have to take down all of his life normally. So yeah, it's not, you know, it's not a hard fight at all. And you'll definitely, after dying a few times, you'll get it down, and, you know, you really don't have to survive that long until you get to the next checkpoint, so it shouldn't give you too much trouble. Obviously, with that one, you want to roll to the side to avoid that one because he shoots that one in a straight line. So just roll to the side. You have to block first because there'll be a shockwave he does before that, and if you don't block that, it'll stun you, and then you'll get hit by the main attack, and you can die from that. So you want to block the stun wave, then roll to the side when that beam comes at you. But that's pretty much it. I mean, there's a few, you know, variations and changes in how you block and dodge, but, you know, very simple for the most part, and you know, I'm sure anyone who's made it this far will be able to figure this out pretty easily. And now at this point, you're pretty much just given a free kill on him, because you just have to fight him a little bit longer, and then you'll just win. So really nothing to this. The smaller fights after this are actually harder than this is, but they're not that bad, but they're probably harder than this, because this is quite easy for this mode. I'm not so sure how easy the 2 bosses are going to be later on. I don't know if those are going to be hard on this mode, but yeah, but this guy's very easy. I was expecting this to be a lot harder, you know, similar to Titan and God of War 2, where you die in one hit. And I didn't know there was going to be checkpoints during the boss fight, so they've really watered it down, which I'm not complaining. I don't really like having to start over these long boss fights from the beginning, so I'm not going to complain about that. But this is more of a fun fight than anything. It's enjoyable, but it's not challenging. if you've gotten this far. So now, yeah, you know, you throw when he's beginning to get electrified, either after or before his attacks, and then, and also there's a phase, like, right before he does his electric attacks, if you can predict when he's about to do his electric moves, and you throw the thing right before he does it, you'll get in a free hit. So sometimes you can predict it early, if you have a feel for when he's about to do it. But you don't even need to do that, you know, you'll beat this quickly, it's not hard. And I believe everything shown in this video was from about 40 minutes of playing, but I believe a lot of that was... I'm not sure if I went in a lot of the menus in this, but I was also trying to figure out how to get the runes, which took a little bit of time, not too long. But this was about 40 minutes of progress, with all the menus and little cutscenes and things like that. And now I'll basically be showing all the combat leading up to the outside snowy area. And there's also a apple you can get for extending your health bar. So I'll show how to get that. So yeah, this is just a simple enemy. You know, nothing special. One enemy. So you won't have any trouble with this. He seems to heal himself, and very quickly, so I think the main way to get him down, I think the main idea with him is to try to get his stun bar up and then do a finisher with stun. That's what it seems like. But, so use the arrows, and I probably should have used more bare-fisted attacks to get his stun bar up faster. But I wasn't really familiar with exactly what I was supposed to do on him. And take out these flying eyeballs when they come around, because you don't want them moving around while you're trying to fight the guy. They're just a pain in the ass, you know, they cause more problems. And then for some reason he stopped healing himself, and then he just fell in the pit and died, so you know, that works for me. So now you got a few more enemies. And I think it's just a few of these little floaters here, so the nightmares, which are pretty easy. So yeah, so you get rid of those, and then I think I died once on this fight because I was trying to throw the axe and use the distance strategy. I died at least once on this. But as soon as I took the aggressive style and just got up in their face and started fighting them, I beat it on my first try after that. So, you know, I'd recommend, you know, you can do a little bit of axe throwing, but I'd recommend getting in close and just dealing with them, trying to parry them and just beat the shit out of them, you know. It went a lot easier for me when I got aggressive. And this is another one of those assholes that it seems more beneficial to go for high stun moves like bare-fisted and arrows and things like that, because he seems to keep healing himself. So I'd recommend trying to get his stun bar up and then finish him off with the R3 prompt. And then you'll have a nightmare floating around here, you know, make sure you get rid of that. You know, I maybe even should have killed it, you know, when it came out, but I didn't really give a shit. It wasn't like I had that much to redo if I died, so. And this can be hard because this guy's tough, but I got this on my first try. I started off with throwing my axe at the biggest enemy because, you know, he can be the biggest problem. The little guys are not really a problem. So I think then I started focusing on the smaller enemies because he wasn't too affected by my axe throws. So then I tried to get rid of these assholes. And I try to do as much damage with the axe throws before I start getting more aggressive with, you know, with moving in closer. But, you know, actually for this fight, no, I didn't even move in close for this fight. I think I just get the fuck out of here and, see, I threw the axe and killed those guys with axe throws. Then when this guy gets close, I did a few of my rune moves, you know, for a little damage. And it gave me a little space so I could just, you know, get the fuck out of there, roll out of there, get my distance again. And then I just used the arrows and the charging wolf attack, you know, where you hold down square and just axe throws. And that's it. And as long as you stay out of distance of his wave move, his projectile wave, which has a, doesn't have a very long distance, pretty short. So as long as you stay at a distance from that, stay out of the range and just throw shit at him, you'll beat him. So this shouldn't give you any trouble. If you try to fight the guy up close, I think he can be pretty tough, but I wouldn't really know because I didn't even bother trying to fight him up close. I just did this on my first time getting to him, and it was good enough. So, I only do what's necessary for me to win. And this shows how to get the, the symbols. There's going to be 3 symbols in this area, so if you don't know exactly where these are, I guess, use this as kind of a hint. See, the first one's in this area with that little scroll thing that you unlock. Then you have to fight some enemies. They're just like some easy enemies, so it's just a bullshit little fight. Nothing major. So you'll fight some easy enemies in here, and then after that, you'll see where the next runes appear. I think I ended up saying fuck it and just used my rage mode to get rid of these guys, So, I mean, it's so easy to get the rage modes back when you have that rage talisman, because you can just use that and eventually charge it back up. So I use rage a lot more liberally now since I got that talisman. I'm pretty liberal with rage. And I'd recommend using that talisman as well and being aggressive with it. It can get you out of, situations that would take a lot longer. Not that this would have been a very hard fight, but it would have taken a lot longer than that. So it's good just to get it over with. And then get back to finding those little rune symbols again. So now we have 2 more left. So there's one by this, right by here, which I think is across the bridge. Then you have another one. It's kind of angled up in here, but you can actually make the bridge go up and go up there and just hit it with your axe. You don't have to try to angle it and throw it up there, but I didn't know exactly where it was. But yeah, so now you'll get another apple for this. And then you'll see how you get the bridge to go up. It's very easy. And then there's going to be an enemy inside of a treasure chest that you have to kill. And you get some decent items for that, I think. So that's mainly all that's left here. You just crank this thing and then throw the axe in the gears to jam the gears. And then, and then that's it. You go up there, open the treasure chest and kill the guy. And see, this is up here is where we destroyed that runic symbol. You could have done it by hand instead of throwing the axe. But then you open this treasure chest, and some asshole comes out of here. Very easy enemy. Just beat the shit out of him. You can pretty much just punch him to death. He's very easy. And he gives you some good items, so it's worth killing his ass. And yeah, and that's pretty much going to be it for this video. I have another one. It really only shows one encounter because I was messing around in the menus a lot and shit like that. So most of my time was spent. I can only record an hour at a time for these videos. Each video is from an hour of gameplay, or 40 minutes a lot of times, because I don't always do the full hour. So, so I'll show that one kind of long encounter, and that's going to be it for the next video, but I'll try to get more up soon. Thanks for watching.